My boyfriend of 11 years told me I had to choose between our future children or the sister who raised me. So I chose to expose who he really is. I never thought the boy I've loved since I was Labentatlo years old would look me in the eye and accuse me of poisoning our future. But yesterday, my boyfriend Leo sat me down and calmly explained that because of my sister's political and religious beliefs, she is a moral threat to our relationship and any children we might have. He gave me an ultimatum wrapped in a sermon. Cut her off completely, or we are done. I am completely shattered. I left our shared religion years ago, but Leo stayed. We always agreed that our core values matched where it mattered most, and I've always respected his right to his beliefs. I'm not an activist. I don't care about political debates, and I hate conflict. But my sister, the woman who practically raised me, who gives me a home every single Christmas, is passionate about her views. Lately, Leo has been digital stalking her and her friends. He found things one of her friends said online and used it to paint my entire family as toxic. For weeks, the unfair treatment has been relentless. Every time I mention a holiday, a family dinner, or a casual Sunday catch-up, Leo shuts down. He gives me the freezing cold shoulder, telling me he refuses to compromise his values by being in the same room as people who think differently. I begged him to just have a conversation with her. Just get to know her as a person, please, I pleaded. He flat out refused. He decided he already knew everything he needed to know based on internet posts. He expects me to completely isolate myself from my entire safety net just to make him comfortable, forcing me to bear the consequences of a debate I never asked to be a part of. The breaking point happened last night. I couldn't sleep, watching him sleep peacefully while my entire life was tanking. His phone buzzed on the nightstand with a text from his brother. I know I shouldn't have looked, but I was desperate for context. What I found wasn't a man struggling with a painful moral dilemma. It was proof of a calculated, humiliating strategy. Leo had sent his brother a screenshot of me crying from earlier that evening. Underneath it, he wrote, "She's throwing a tantrum about her sister, but she'll bend. I've already convinced her that her family is the problem. Once I get her away from their influence, she'll come back to the church.
It's just a matter of time before she has no one left but me." He didn't hate my sister's politics. He hated that she was a strong boundary between me and his total control. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. The confrontation was dead silent. I screenshotted the texts, forwarded them to myself, and woke him up. I placed his phone in his hand with the chat log open.
Before I blocked his number, I sent that exact screenshot to his deeply religious parents, his conservative friend group, and my sister. His family prides themselves on their flawless moral integrity, and seeing their golden boy act like a manipulative villain has already caused a massive rift. My phone is currently blowing up with texts from his friends calling me a snake for airing private conversations. The look of absolute, pale-faced humiliation on his face when he realized he'd been caught red-handed was unforgettable. He tried to stumble through an excuse, but the mask had completely slipped. I packed a bag and left before sunrise. But I didn't stop there. He wanted to isolate me from the people who love me, to force me into compliance. Instead, he's the one sitting alone in an empty apartment, facing the wreckage of his own hypocrisy. So, tell me, did I take the revenge too far by exposing his texts to his family? Or did he deserve to have his entire reputation burned to the ground?